Taylor Holmes here from THiNC Elephant Incorporated. Just wanted to get with you guys real fast and talk about a few salient points in regards to the movie Elephant Song. Enjoyed this one. Bit of a play background to it. Dialogue driven, which I love. I love dialogue. I love verbal cat and mouse games. I enjoy the chase of the mental exercise of it. This one definitely had some really great actors in it. My favorite, of course, Carrie-Anne Moss, The Matrix. I think they're making another one, right? Will be out soon. Michael is played by, I think, Xavier Dolan. He's been in a couple movies. It, Chapter 2, Bad Times at the El Royale. Susan Peterson, the character of Susan, the nurse, is played by Catherine Keener. That was, she's epic in Being John Malkovich, and she was also in Get Out, I believe. So some really great acting talent in this one. We also had Bruce Greenwood as well. You lost me there because he's a Star Trek actor, but not a huge Star Trek fan. But regardless, we'll forgive him that. He did a great job in this as well. There were some really cool bonuses here. Obviously, like I was mentioning, the acting is really stellar. Xavier Dolan being my favorite character in this one, Michael, like part of Michael, really fascinating job. Not over the top, not too exciting, not a Joker type, but docile, bounces back and forth between extremes. A really interesting character. The writing obviously was clever. The same guy who wrote the play, Elephant Song, Nicholas Billen, did the screenplay, I believe. There is no other writing credit, so I'm assuming they're one and the same. So he kept it spot on to his original content. And then, so that, and the closed box nature of it, the mental mind job of that closed box, mouse trap kind of experience was really good. It was fun. It was an interesting mental exercise. One of the big problems, though, I had was this idea of the extraneous characters, right? Like, why is Dr. Green's ex in it, Susan? Why is his current wife in it at all? And who is this niece? I think she had Down syndrome or something like that, at least on the spectrum anyway. She was there. Why? And it's Christmas, okay. Why is, or Christmas season, I think it was New Year, Christmas Eve. Can't remember, but it's in that season of, Christmas and snowing out and cold, and he should be at home. He should be with his family, but he's not. Instead, he's at work with Michael and his ex. Okay, so that's how they're extraneous characters, unless they're not. They either are or they aren't, and they're really extraneous unless they really aren't. And then also another problem I had with this one was, why the hell didn't they call the police? Like, what were they thinking? There is a hint at the end that, this is going to reflect really poorly on the institution. Can't let this, another one of these terrible things get out. But I mean, come on, you've got a missing psychologist. You have no idea where he is. You don't know what's going on. You call the police, right? I mean, that was a little thin. And then, and what was the larger point? What was the purpose of the film? I'm assuming everybody here has seen the movie. You shouldn't be watching this if you haven't. But the spoiler, massive spoiler being, all of this movie is one elaborate ruse in order to what? For Michael to get a hold of the chocolates. Why is Michael trying to get a hold of the chocolates? He wants to commit suicide. That's the whole point. Everything else is fake. Everything else is mind games. Everything else is Michael playing with everyone else around him. At one point, he even goes to the point of saying that he killed Dr. Lawrence. Right? Like, he's in the closet. Can't you smell him? He's there in the closet. Instead, it's his elephant, stuffed elephant that he loved a lot. So he was messing with everyone for one sole purpose, and that was suicide. I was kind of fiddling, with the, I don't know if you can see this very well, but this is Dr. Green, Susan, divorced. They have a lost, dead daughter. Their daughter died. That's why they're separated. That's why they're divorced. They lost her to drowning. This is Dr. Green, his connection with Olivia. Olivia is his new wife, but this is a mess. Obviously, he hates her. He can't stand being with her. Doesn't want to be there at the Christmas time season. So what's going on here? And then you insert Michael. Where do you insert Michael in this? Do you insert Michael here, in this spot where the daughter is? Do you insert him here, next directly to the... No, I don't think so. I think you insert him here near the daughter. Definitely not anywhere in this space. And in this relationship here that's broken between himself and his ex-wife, you have this death of a daughter, and you have this potential of Michael maybe as a surrogate, right? You have this potential for Michael to step in this spot and sort of cement himself as a love in this triangle, not as an illicit love, but as a friendly familial love, and resolving a lost connection. I think that is the larger point of the movie, is that he is attempting to, or they are trying to attempt to fill this love or this lost connection. We know that Susan has a very special relationship with Michael. She knows and has stated out loud that Michael has never lied to her. He has manipulated and done bad things, and maybe he's even evil, but he has never lied to Susan. And with Michael getting into this new relationship with Dr. Green in the search for Dr. Lawrence, Green has kind of created this father-son attempt to restore, right? He's giving him the benefit of the doubt over and over again. He's trying to restore him. He's saying, yes, I will take you as you are now, and not listen to what you have ever done in the past. It's a forgiveness, a path of forgiveness and righteousness, a path of restoration. He's trying to restore Michael into a place of forgiveness and restoration that we all want. We all want that, right? We all desire that place of restoration. Dr. Green didn't read his file. Dr. Green didn't assume anything. Dr. Green took Michael on face value, which is saying a lot, seeing as though he's at a mental institution, and he's obviously done something to get himself into it. And we never really found out why. He didn't end up there because he allowed his mother to die. He said that that's partially why, but we don't really ever find out. Maybe someone could explain what he might have done to have gotten there, but I didn't notice it. And in my research in the book, the play, I didn't see anything there either. So all that to say, it's an interesting story, interesting movie. I believe the ending with Michael committing suicide, eating the chocolates, just hammering him back, was his being done with this life that he's been neglected and locked up. He's done, and the problem being he abuses the trust given to him by Susan and Dr. Green, also Dr. Lawrence, and the institution. They seem to allow him pretty free reign there, and he abuses that in order to get his own way. That brings Dr. Green and Susan to an endpoint at the end where they sit on a bench overlooking a frozen lake. Is that the lake where their daughter died? I don't know. I'm not sure. It could be. I think it was a lake, right? I mean, it was frozen, so I'm not really certain, but it could be very, very significant if it were a lake and it was the lake. Could it be that Dr. Green is considering leaving Olivia and coming back to Susan and restoration with her after the events with Michael have caused them to rethink through, grapple with the death of their own daughter, which they didn't really grapple with apparently. It's an interesting story, interesting movie. I wonder what the larger point might be. Maybe give everyone a fair shake, give everyone a chance, take them at face value, forgive them for their past, and make amends with people that you might have wronged in the past. I don't know. It's an interesting open-ended movie that conceptually struggles with hard things: the death of a child in a lake, just accidental drowning beyond everyone's control, the suicide of a mentally challenged or troubled kid named Michael who's had enough, right? Maybe there is something there to be said about forgiveness and love and acceptance and grappling with those truths. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun movie. There were some, it was a few issues, but if you overlook you solve the problem of the lack, like these extraneous characters. Carrie-Ann Moss as a very undervalued, weak performer, eccentric, face mask, furs, freezing, breathing, seeing her breath, and it's just weird character. But if you see her as an enabler for the restoration between Green and Susan, and you see Susan not as extraneous or quasi-irrelevant, but as the larger point of the whole movie, which is that Dr. Green and Susan, the nurse, haven't restored, then maybe it all might make sense with these characters, and undervaluing really amazing quality actors. I'm not sure, but if you do, then maybe that takes care of that outstanding problem with the film, in my mind anyway. I had fun with it. Hopefully you do too. Can't wait to see you guys again at future day. I'm sure I'll be doing a write-up for Soho about halfway through it and having a lot of fun with it. All right, you have a great weekend.